I do not remember exactly when I departed. It must be close to 2 years now. I remember leaving my daughter, Sandra, a letter. I set out alone, or perhaps I simply found myself here, among deserted valleys and the mountains of hunters, far from there, far from civilization. I came to apprentice myself to the moon and to the old world. Whether I escaped or was driven away no longer matters. I am not even certain whether this here is the apprenticeship itself. I know only that I am alive, compass in hand, moving toward the northern sea, hoping to encounter either my fortune or my misfortune, though perhaps hope has little to do with it this time. The reason was never remarkable, perhaps a vow, made during a difficult hour when I was vulnerable, or perhaps not. Perhaps that was merely the excuse I offered myself. I do not think it matters very much. It is true that I am walking toward the northern sea, yet even that seems beside the point. Perhaps it was simply a better idea than some of my earlier ones, to found a monastery in Chernobyl, or to study marine engineering and build a lighthouse to inhabit, or to become a chemical engineer and cleanse the Nile, or to keep walking until I died as I once promised, or to explode accidentally beneath the water, without anyone ever noticing. For months now I have camped in a cave, somewhere along the road north, and in an old abandoned guerrilla shelter from the Civil War. Somewhere farther south, moving back and forth between these two poles until I finally decide to leave for good. I have found diaries in the shelter. I will never read them. I am selfish. I already carry as many metonymies of reality and absurdity as I can endure. I also have a dog, Star. I found him, though he often disappears. One day, we will come to an understanding. Before I left, I was an active citizen, which is to say, almost nothing at all. I made my revolution during the hours prescribed by society, that is, in my youth. I voted faithfully. I abstained. I cast invalid ballots. I continued my revolution in silence until it became perfectly integrated into the system. I never married, and I have a daughter who is not truly my daughter. She is a beloved creature we found wandering alone through the neighborhood, and whom we adopted together, all of us, in the community. One day I will see her again. I think she will come this way. Or perhaps I will return. All of us, sooner or later, return somewhere, somehow, or are returned. I love my cave. It shelters me from the winds and the rain. Its shape is irregular, and at first light it shimmers and crumbles into shadow. Its texture is primitive, ancient, almost metaphysical. At night, when I light a fire, it turns a ruby burning red, resembling the installation, the weather project. Yet later it darkens and becomes a black aperture. All day it exists as something indigenous to itself, otherworldly and inaccessible to most living creatures. Only I enter it, and at night the great bear, as the seasons coil and uncoil above and through it. It changes character, at times more beautiful, at times harsher and more uncanny. Often it admonishes me with unspoken diagnosis, though more often it ignores me altogether, along with the psychic geometries I devise. In this way, it introduces me to the indisputable laws of survival. A scheduled vigil beneath the stars brings me closer to the eternal shepherd, as though one were peering through a narrow crack into the impregnable museum of knowing, the inner constitution of the world, the acropolis of the senses. Isolation draws the creature nearer, vast, colossal, governed by anthropomorphic laws of beauty and perception. It frightens me, seduces me, enrages me. It is eager to purchase me. It advances sacrifices, supplications, wishes, and takes aim at my dwindling allotment of time. It demands obedience, yet disobedience as well, for otherwise it possesses no power. The only principle we truly share, like two parallel monologues, is the awareness of the abyss, faintly visible from either of its shores. My freedom is the distance between myself and the creature, between myself and the abyss, between repetitions, between the empty intervals through which I live, elliptically, between sleep and waking, between the conscious and the unconscious, between sky and earth, skimming the edge of chaos, skimming the edge of the possible time I inhabit. At last, subjectively, even as a stranger, an outcast, touching only tangentially the realm of becoming. The absence of civilization slowly fashions an immense spectral outline, an event horizon, a ridgeline drawn by a shaman across the sand of the desert. There, to phrase it properly, a horizontal boundless there, dissolving into the morning rain. At last I collapse exhausted, having escaped once more today, the misplaced abduction of that here, until I can no longer remain here, with the cave as my blanket, and the great bear cradling my sleep. The down of the morning light drapes the horizon in haze, a wavering line of dimness, and dim as well the sea in the distance. A few small creatures signal to one another that we have made it through another day, that we are alive, look alive. Passing the message back and forth in cries, alive, caw, caw. We are still among the living. The embers of last night's fire, my kettles, my sleeping bag, all stand in contradiction to the landscape. Nothing in nature is excessively severe, except death, and of all things. Nothing wears down the soul more relentlessly than the anticipation of it. I suddenly turn onto my side, curling once more into the shape of an embryo, covering my eyes with my hands. I surrender. This is how the years pass, with tears washing away the crust of sleep from the morning eyes, and glimmering in the darkness. My gaze drifts across the cave. It remains where it has always been, while there is no one to witness me, except my shadow. I am hungry, tired, weak. I roll onto my back, my eyes fixed upon the celestial ceiling, my thoughts minced and fed into the machinery of God. A free fall upward. Each breath carries me farther from every homeland. Each step that takes me away, each new shadow I cast proposes fresh degrees of freedom. I have new candles, stiff and soaked in oil. I have nuts, mushrooms, a pocket knife, tins of food, water, coffee, and tea. I possess the treasury that glimmers beneath the light of the galaxy, and by day is bathed in the radiance of the sun. The mother bear contemplates the northern lights. One would almost say she smiles as her tracks disappear into the nocturnal snow. Puff, puff. She continues her eternal journey. The sea, a white desert of salt crystals, erases the horizon. A painter, descendant of tales, imagines the Apennine Mountains, then he lies down, sleeping with exhausted arms open like Christ. The primal matter will be the time that has not yet arrived, more precious than all the time that has already been, an alloy of consciousness and entropy. On the tear-stained sleeve of time, human sacrifices are performed. Dreams of the archive, abstract works of art, economic and cultural systems, evenings of poetry and collective suicides, nuclear fissions, harvests for winter. Hibernation and waking hibernation and active hibernation awaiting excavation, somewhere near Gorgopotamos, patiently sacred. Totems and banners rise, burn, suffer, collapse in the middle of an eternal minefield. In the heart of a meteorite, one may find the human fate if one looks. The earth is clay, metal and sky. Perhaps it is also clouds and landscapes, borders, locks, hurried crossings, ideological matter mixed with the organic. The earth is usually what we see before and after the horizon. Mountains, death, the sea, the wind, shells, the traces of a dinotherium, an amphibian, a hyena of ancient Berber lands, an elasmitherium, a mammoth, a Barbary leopard, the interiors of pyramids, caterpillars and butterflies, worms, cockroaches, deer, rust, spring, winter, fireflies, the Nile, the northern lights, the Berlin Wall, the wall of tears, the smell of a dog in the rain, the darkness at the bottom of the sea, the Silk Road, the descendants of a civil war, the lava, volcanoes, snow, the struggle for survival. Dust settling on furniture, suitcases, trains, anxiety disorders, sleeplessness, the Antikythera mechanism, the colossus of Rhodes, the revelation of John, fish eggs, the bombing of Dresden, white cells, the core of the earth, the stratosphere, and all between. Seated on my makeshift chair before the mirror of time with eyes closed, I hear the rain of asteroids, the arthritis of crickets, the lungs of cicadas, the rhythm of ants. I hear stones and the sun, I hear autumn, I hear winter. I hear swallows navigating their course and snails dragging themselves through slime. I hear the song of the eternal shepherd, the joyful news of the galaxy and its funeral announcements as well. I hear my makeshift chair sinking deeper into the soil. I hear clay mixing with mud. I hear energy being spent and transformed. I hear dreams reborn like phoenixes. I hear my hearing. I hear my silence. I hear the labyrinth inside my ear. My neurons branch like rivers, forming seas, rivers, torrents, waterfalls. I hear consciousness pouring into the abyss, slowly, slower than slow, slow as a stalactite. The torment of the drop on a ship beside calm waters, which is also its driving force. I await the visit of Star, my dog, my guide and mentor, my friend and adversary. Together, we will sail towards the frozen northern sea. In the rain. One day we will be buried in rain. The skeleton of Ra stands awkwardly assembled and nailed into the earth like a scarecrow. In the middle of the snowstorm, on the parapet of the old bridge over there, where dynamite was once placed in ambush there, beside the Black Lake, in the coma of time, Ra was milked into whiteness and vanished into the lake. A fisherman wears an involuntary bony smile because of the frost and walks on, bones intoxicated and poisoned used as bait on his line. Crack! Crack! The fishing line dances inside the blizzard. Crack! Crack! And the bones keep breaking into smaller pieces until they are no longer distinguishable from the snow, and the poison saturates without any apparent reason everything that passes in front of it. I will set sail, bow forward, farther south and south, weaving a mast from dreams, a worthless ship with its anchor fixed to the mast, and the toilet at the bow. All the way to nowhere I will pass. I will feel the earth's burn, and my mythical wings will melt. I will make a diving suit from butterflies to sink into the eternal ocean. There, alongside the first darkness, I will surrender. I will meditate under infinite pressure. I will pray beside corals and amoebas above the wet volcanoes. I will dance upon tectonic plates, drink salt water and hydrogen bubbles, wear a mask of gold and a helmet of hormones. I will eat sirens, sea urchins, snails, leave nothing behind. Only terror I want to leave dead behind me, and even if I end up at the bottom, inside oblivion, beside underwater observatories and bathymetric mines, I will scratch my back against the dust of the abyss. Beside the unexpected bittersweetness of creation, I will wedge myself, head first, hands in reverent posture, into the pit of time, and wait for someone to light the fuse, to be hurled outward, to trace a comet's path everywhere and nowhere. I will meet the Atlas of fire, solid, upright, and futile, like Atlas himself, like a telephone directory of a city's population. I will become kindling to burn what remains of the century. And then beside the fire, I will roast my entrails and disappear into nothing, to the place where compasses permanently point to 12 minus 12. And the stars have turned the entire universe into day. time is on a sled already in flames, racing through the in-between distances, between its unseen recipients. It woodpecks through hours and centuries as if clocks were living trees. And I stand nervously at its edge with my camera, trying to take a portrait. If anything is to remain, it is static ash, standing still inside a beautiful vase by the window beside chaos until the will is opened and the ash is scattered by rifle fire at a folk festival, in a circus, or into indifferent nowhere. The rhythmic reappearances of the memory of Silas are reflected in the crystal vase and refracted across the chaotic world of in-between distances across all possible universes. As crystal fractures when struck by acid, sometimes at lightning speed, sometimes in dead motion, like the decay of time moving through the veins until it reaches the heart of the cosmos. Frames tremble on the walls, the house shakes there. The burned memory stands unmoving in the middle of the room. Butchered, white, spongy, already half dead, a heroine made of beech wood. A rush to receive chaos from my star. A floating black world in black haze and black fog. Each immersion into the vast expanse unfastens another prophecy. An astral exchange, an apprenticeship in submerged theaters of Atlantis and ancient Atalante, without spectators, only plaster and water, cough and fever. Oxygen is gold, water is a scythe. Successive hordes of electrons assemble before me. The it, perhaps the there where the eternal shepherd swims. A thirsty super ocean liner, perhaps it is the causal one, lying in wait to swallow everything and all. A parable of a frenzied tide that keeps arriving and departing without meaning or sorrow. Static ash, standing in a beautiful vase. The memory creature. Perhaps it is me. The wind forges my forehead beside wild fig trees and ancient pines. Today I was found by a dense, black, impenetrable night. An ancient sorrow surrounds me, caressing branches and fallen leaves. Beside me, the spider's web milks and filters my only thought, the deafening absence of meaning. Wild clouds abruptly end their visit, and the stars draw their swords. The night sky, black amber with nuclear beads. This abyssal black dome, the other edge of meaning, buried far beyond in black holes, falls slowly. Century by century, star by star, dawn by dawn, cigarette by cigarette. The mountain's horizon is hidden by the mountain itself. Return is graceless, impoverished, and at the same time the most necessary condition for living as one has lived. One's private hell as a predetermined route, conflagration in the storm of the century. To break the circle, yes. To always return as if one were leaving. To redeem all possible selves except Sisyphus and Tantalus. All others granted amnesty, the dead and the living alike. For the first, the last usually have no problem with the last, the unborn standing beyond ether, towering with a purifying gaze, showing us their empty palms holding meanings like hollow stones in deserted fields beneath vacant skies. Those who live still have their souls locked away, protecting them from death like children's balloons in a hospital. Life is everything that remains behind on the road to the northern sea. Hesitant, breathless, enriching and diminishing day by day. Fortifying itself again and again behind fears, behind misery, behind the decay of time and shipwrecks. Life is nothing more than this. The abduction of Persephone in a continuous, imperfect tense. The afternoon always arrives on tiptoe, silently drawing the clouds along. Worries are pushed aside, crowded east of dusk, at the edge of the horizon. I keep a small vial of cyanide, for when I need it, for when I grow tired of watching afternoons and evenings unfold. Night's sheet comes first in lightness, barely touching the world. Trees lose their colors, that magnificent orange turns to khaki, then to black and white, and then to nothing. A pilgrimage to the oak tree, to the longest night of the year, to the inner side of my most interior matter. Beneath the skin, beyond the entrails, beyond spleen, liver, heart, lungs, how to say it. An inward-outward pilgrimage, looking so deeply inside that the outside meets the inside halfway. A pilgrimage for acorns to emerge, for acorns to fall, for acorns to decompose, for the next oaks to come. A pilgrimage for all that remains standing, and for all that is already lost. Then I remain alone in the darkness of night, a repetitive, painful initiation, a right into emptiness. The heart beats like radar, tracking black wilderness like a bat. Colorless like a dead river, a deep frozen smell. Something immense and unearthly pulls you inside itself, like an abyss, yet more real than the abyss itself. Listen to the terrible voice of the wolf. I hear it as I see myself, through its battle-worn fur, its survival eyes, its wet nose, its mouth that reeks of rotten blood. From the sound it makes, one would think it is already withdrawing, perhaps only chasing the full moon, intoxicated by its brilliance. It howls as if, for the first time, memories and instincts are burning. Listen. Listen to its terrifying being before it disappears in broken trajectories and slips into some dream. Listen. It is the wolf with the voice of Apollo shattering the ether. A star with a tachometer measuring endlessly the uncharted waters of the galaxy. Whatever remains breaks free in a leap from the maternal skull and does not return except into absolute darkness. The futility of the stalactite of my entire life feeds the stalagmite of my decision to depart. The oscillation of the hourglass measuring my days and nights extends into an endless passage through a house, gymnasium, high school, university, office. A storm and friction inside the other half of existence. I conduct my life from the backseat. Night is salvation, and also tomb. There is love beyond this rose-tinted side of the galaxy, beyond the light's irrepressible love for matter, beyond the steaming deep blue universe. There is love, the love of the most solitary creation of the eternal shepherd. More innocent than the sunset of Zarathustra, more unconscious than the instincts of Pan. A love for vortex and ruin alike, for the possible torments and the impossible futures that drift and delay. Without my chart of concerns, the northern lights as a muse show me the way. Grains of dust from the Oort cloud dance in the milky sky for billions of years, forming temporary crimson streams like nymphs shedding their own viscera, erupting into violence. Thus nature proceeds. The grains arrive almost from the future, almost burning in tobacco fields flashing, becoming a hard alloy to look at, ruby-stained with the past. As if one were building a swallow's nest from saliva, lead, and uranium. I have company, as long as I still have a shadow following me without judgment. Quietly, somewhat awkwardly, it trails me, like a black and white film strip in a self-portrait against the light. The shadow is self-darkness. I look into the light to see my shadow. I look into my shadow to see the light. In this light darkness, we all carry shadows, even darkness itself. When night boils over, they leave, sleeping alongside trees, mist, animals, people, cities. Dreams here are eidetic, existing in a latent state of being, feeding the infinite tomorrow with non-existent energy. A faint dark light shines, turning meteors into Materoa, and vice versa. Satellites into besieged deserts, conquered and sold for 3 drachmas. Thrown clumsily in disgust by a retired soldier of the Civil War. At 5 in the morning, in the last bar of the world, for 1 more glass of wine and a few beans before the recursive nightmares begin again. The holistic cure of sleep until it becomes permanent. Perhaps the atrophic superego, possibly fragments of the great explosion. The unconscious toolkit at times. Sometimes takes care. Rarely. Almost never. But sometimes it manages. For being to become better than being itself. And surprises occur. And survival happens. Night is mirrored, blessedly in the star field, and living things drift into reverie. The lunar crust glows with inevitability. 2 rain-soaked pines embrace beneath a khaki crescent. Ogma, unmoved, reads the Ogam. The weather is good, I am no longer afraid. Nothing seems to carry much meaning anymore. Cometary coalmen of the cosmos scrape their throats and scratch the blackboard of the sky. I am not very afraid anymore. The present sits like a plug at the bottom of time. Night birds struggle to align themselves like parallel lines meeting in infinity, in zero, in nowhere, in now. Now, No! Temporary reserves of being, imaginary oscillations of existence in the present. The world is something that is not, and it feeds on what does not exist. In the now, as now, from the now, stars spread their aura like a carpet. At the bottom of a dotted iridescent sea, they glitter, quietly, ether filling, the timeless, unearthly void. Childhood and old age, asphalt and soil, the gray of tar and the black of night meet face to face. Fireflies crawl across the surface of mud, sparking mercy and hope, and at the bottom of the pond they converge, then burst open, transformed, dying in the east. Good morning with sounds like bells committing suicide inside caves. The vigil of the world for the slaughter of the gods takes place in tired black waters of mud. A shepherd's crook points toward Mount Vincennes beneath Atlantis. Cosmic microwave background radiation passes through a blue Mediterranean atmosphere of dense, biased energy. We are all adoptive keepers of Patmos lighthouses inside a lost theological manuscript, booty from the first landing on the moon at the heart of God. We are the pious byproducts of those who defected toward chaos and cosmic self-determination. A borrowed light from Prometheus between the eternal light of Hyperborea. A light between lights pierces the shelter and everything changes. The fifth dimension, the abyss, forms slowly like melted wax on the cave walls. The state resembles a summer palace in Arcadia, long abandoned. Pan in a western coffin suit is carried inside the wooden horse of the Danans by Azans and Octanes toward the east to be buried. They carry him eastward endlessly. Yet every evening a Pelasgian at the mouth of Acheron moves him again. Beside Icarus and Daedalus into the Cretan sky to fly. Let us get drunk then with watered wine and hemlock. Everything, after all, is only a paragraph from the notes of Timaeus without a ring, so it may fall silent again and dissolve into the darkness of mind, into the dark within the darkness. When morning comes, I will take the path lined with the thorns of my father's memory, along the side of the wind, with the religion of skeletons. I will continue walking. With a raft I will drown, with laurel I will be buried, and with grace I will meet all my ancestors. The present is a pariah. The past, desired, adorned with tar and feathers. The future strains ahead, preparing a march toward nowhere. A waste of madness, a dense hole filled with entropy, a stopper of time. Everything repeats itself again and again. The only thing that truly ever happens is the nothingness that dresses itself as yesterday, tomorrow, and today. And then, sometime, much later, almost before, it becomes the pause of nothing. Time is everything. Pan wearing a diaper. Holy and silent is the ascent toward purification. As I move from one shelter to another, each time the pouch swells with prayers. The serene sovereign sleeps within his womb, stoic, otherworldly, in the ocean of stars, in the hydrogen of suns. The Saint Cosmonaut has deliberately locked himself outside the vessel with 2 oxygen bottles. With one, he will drink himself into forgetting. With the other, he will detonate. The anxiety of the cosmic void is absorbed by prime matter. Here I bow today and always to the light the earth emits from its own entrails, to the lava of Hephaestus, and to the ashes of witches I erect a monument, unyielding and thunderously weighty. I am ready to return, but not to where I came from. All the craters of the moon are humming tonight as I walk toward nowhere on the road to the northern sea. Present and absent. Saints are the demons of each person. Nothing and no one else.